So here I'll use the usual notation for the geometric progression. So b, br, br square. So this is the first term, second term, which means the nth term is b times r to the power of n minus 1. R is the common ratio. So if we apply it to the mth and nth condition, then here the mth term is 3/4 is b times r to the power of m minus 1. Similarly, we have the nth term, which is b times r to the power of n minus 1. Since my interest is in r, n, and m, I will divide these two equations. And so what I'll do is I'll divide. So that way you get rid of the b term, and there will be some kind of a relationship between n, m, and r. So that drops out. This becomes r to the power n minus 1 minus m plus 1. I'm subtracting this. And this piece becomes 12 times 4 over 3. That becomes 16. So I end up with r to the power n minus m is 16. And you'll note n minus m is here, r is here. And we're also told r is an integer. So r can only take integer values, so we have to start thinking, what are my possible solutions here? The one that comes immediately is 2 to the 4, which would mean r is 2, n minus m is 4, and of course in this case r plus n minus m is 6, and it's right here. So, well, that is a trap. There are other possibilities. So with these types of questions, you always want to examine all the possibilities. Another one could be r can be negative here. There's no constraint here. Minus 2 to the 4 is also 16 because you're multiplying it even times. In this case, r is minus 2 and n minus m is 4. Their sum now is 2, which is also here. So we clearly know a is out. Could there be another possibility? Well, we have 4 squared is 16. So r could be 4, which is r is 4, n minus m is 2, which actually gives you the same thing as before, the 6. And then finally, we also have minus 4 to the 2. So if you look at the 16 different ways we can get to as a power of an integer is 2 or minus 2 to the 4th, or 4 or minus 4 to the power of 2. These are the only possibilities. So if you look at this, minus 4 squared is indeed 16, r is minus 4, n minus m is 2. If you add them here, it's minus 2, and that's the actual correct answer. So it is a hard question because there's so many possibilities. It's easy to overlook one of these values, meaning 6 and 2 are the traps here. So it is a hard question. Of course, once you see the solution, it looks easy. But when you're doing it under exam conditions, under time pressure, these are significantly harder. So just, keep that in mind. And especially the novelty in the presentation is different. Even though you may have seen all the geometric progression questions, the presentation here can throw you off. So, of course, this is what you're preparing for. So to summarize, the answer is C.